Hey, Exotical darlings, this is Coco Exotical. Thank you for being here with me. Today, we're going to discuss how they're mad because you refuse to remain a victim. So let's talk about it. Some people only love you when you're at rock bottom, right? They liked you when you were sad, broken, dependent, and playing the victim. That's because when you were down and out, you were predictable, right? They knew what to expect from you. But the second you got up and dusted yourself off and said, nah, I'm not living like this anymore, now they're upset. They're mad because your choice to get up and heal ruined their comfort zone. People want you to remain a victim because it benefits them, right? It makes them feel superior. So when you're down, when you're suffering, when you're struggling, then they feel like they're better than you. They don't actually want to fix the problems in their own lives, so they want to keep you around for their reference point for, well, at least I'm not doing as bad as she is, right? When you're struggling, it keeps you dependent. Victims like to rely on other people as rescuers, right? And those people like being the hero and the savior. They like being the one that you call when you're broke or crying or desperate, right? The moment you take accountability for yourself and you don't need saving anymore, then their role is irrelevant. Your victimhood also protects their excuses, right? As long as you're stuck, then they can justify being stuck as well. But if you pick yourself up and heal and grow and start thriving, all of a sudden I can't do it because excuses won't fly anymore, right? Your victimhood also allows other people to maintain control over you, right? Weak people are easier to manipulate while strong people set boundaries, so that threatens the hold that they thought that they had over you, right? When you refuse to remain a victim, you get your power back. You stop making excuses, you stop waiting for a savior, and you become your own savior, right? You also attract better energy. When you remain in victimhood, you attract vultures and vampires, right? Confidence and high self-esteem attracts more benefits and more opportunities. You also build more self-respect, right? Every time you choose growth instead of excuses, you reinforce your self-worth. Refusing to remain a victim also grants you freedom. You're free from manipulation, free from toxic cycles, and free from being anyone's charity project, right? The glow up is never only physical, it's also spiritual, mental, and financial, and it shines and radiates in ways that the victim mindset people can't stand, right? So, how and why did you decide to stop being a victim while they remained stuck? Most likely, you hit a breaking point. The pain became too heavy to continue to carry, and you either had to change or to drown, right? And so you decided to choose change. You took accountability for yourself. And even if other people were to blame for some of the crappy circumstances in your life, you decided to stop blaming other people and you started asking yourself, what can I do differently for myself, right? You got tired of your own excuses. At some point, repeating the same old story over and over and over again gets embarrassing, right? After all this time, you still haven't figured out how to do better for yourself? No, it's time to stop complaining and stop having a victim mindset and start to try to find solutions for your own problems, right? So you decided to stop wallowing in your victimhood. Meanwhile, they decided to remain victims in their own lives, right? Making excuses is easier than making effort. So saying, I can't because X, Y, and Z is easier than sweating in the gym. It's easier than reading the book or asking for the promotion or starting the business, right? Some people are also addicted to receiving pity and sympathy, right? Remaining the victim gets them attention, sympathy, and handouts. So if they decide to take responsibility for themselves and heal, then that free attention and pity will no longer exist. Taking accountability for themselves also scares them. Healing means admitting that they actually had the choices all along, and most people would prefer to stay bitter and broken than to admit that they played a part in sabotaging their own lives, right? Some people also believe that they don't deserve better. Their own self-hatred keeps them in these cycles of drama, victimhood, bad relationships, bad financial decisions, and struggle, right? So watching you put in the work to break free from all of that makes them feel exposed. It makes them feel small, right? For example, you start to set boundaries with your toxic relatives and you refuse to engage in arguments with them anymore or participate in any of their chaos. And instead of respecting it, now they're crying about how there's something wrong with you and how you're being mean and cold to them now. No, y'all just don't like the fact that I'm no longer tolerating your dysfunction. Or you're the sad and struggling friend, and now you're working on yourself and you're thriving, and all of a sudden the friend group starts throwing shade and calling you bougie and saying that you think you're better than them. No, I don't think I'm better than you. You just like me when I was broke and struggling just like you, right? Or you break up with that toxic man and you get your revenge body and you start glowing up, and now he's upset and he starts calling you spoiled and fake. No, I just realized that I deserve better and I outgrew the nonsense that you thought I'd tolerate for the rest of my life. or you're leveling up your mindset and you decide that you're going to stop gossiping with your coworkers and you're going to start focusing on advancing in your career, right? All of a sudden, your bitter and lazy ass coworkers start saying that you're acting different and that you think you're better than them now. Yes, I am acting different because I'm trying to be different, right? Different actions equals different results, right? So when you're surrounded by people who are mad at your growth and your healing, you got to detach from their drama and stop oversharing, right? Your growth doesn't need their commentary, and their victimhood isn't your problem, right? So if everyone around you is threatened by your growth and your healing, then you're in the wrong room and you're surrounded by the wrong people. You have to remind yourself why you chose to stop being a victim in the first place. You didn't decide to stop being a victim to make them happy. You decided to stop being a victim so that you could free yourself, right? Your previous victimhood benefited them, but your current victory benefits you, right? And that's why they're mad. They wanted you to remain small and struggling and quiet and dependent on them, but instead you chose yourself and you chose to become the big, bold, and free person that you are right now, right? So tell me about it. What made you choose to stop being a victim in life? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.